Hey YouTube, today we're going to be looking at a couple full-size pistols. And what we have here in front of us, we have an FN57 and a Glock 17. And before we go any further, I'm going to show you that neither one of these pistols have anything in them. And we are clear to make this video. Nobody can get hurt, and we're going to have a safe video session here. So what we have here is a Glock 17 chambered in 9mm. This one happens to be a Gen 5, and this is the Gen 5 before they put the front slide serrations on them. And this is probably one of the most popular home defense guns that probably ever around, or a duty gun, because it is absolutely a full-size gun. As you can see, I have pretty large hands, and this thing takes up my entire hand. And this is chambered in 9mm, and the reason I'm going to make this video is 9mm people continue to make comments on this channel about how great their 9mm pistols are. And I'm not saying they're bad, folks, but people don't realize that there are a lot better options out there than a 9mm. So handguns in general are probably not the best terminal ballistics performers that there are. Handguns are made for short distances, folks, and these people that are talking about their handguns shoot out to 100 yards or so, I mean, you can do that, but if you start shooting at somebody in self-defense at 100 yards, you're committing a crime called murder. and murder is punishable by life, or sometimes even death, folks. At 100 yards, it's really not self-defense anymore. It's called murder. So anyway, I'm going to talk to you about these two handguns and tell you what I think about them and which one I think is a better choice. Now, within a 25-yard range, a regular 9mm round it's moving about 1,091 feet per second, somewhere between 1,000 and 1,100 feet per second. And that's producing about 304 pounds of energy when it hits its target. And 25 yards is probably the maximum that you could probably still consider something self-defense, or probably about the maximum amount of length that you'd want to be using a handgun for anything whatsoever. Anything beyond that, you're probably going to need a rifle, folks. So with that being said, 9mm people, their biggest main claim to fame is why their pistols are so great is the velocity that they have. They're moving 1,000, 1,100 feet per second, and penetration. That's what they all talk about. Speed of the bullet and penetration. They do not care about the mass size of the projectile going. All they care about is how fast their bullet's moving and penetration. And that is the actual facts of a 9mm. It's going to be 1,000, 1,100 feet per second. It's going to be a little bit over 300 pounds of energy when it hits the target. So, with that being said, is there a better option out there? Well, this is an FN57. And this one is a better option, folks. If you're into the terminal velocity stuff and you like fast bullets and you like penetration, well, this is the one that's gonna do it for the 9mm folks. And I know they're gonna argue that it's not, but folks, if that's what your argument it is, let me explain to you what this thing is. So this is a 5.7 by 28, and this has got like kind of a rifled down or calmed down cartridge. It kind of looks like a miniature rifle cartridge. And folks, regular ball ammo in this one, the regular run-of-the-mill, available to everybody. The velocity on this thing is 2,350 feet per second. It is unbelievable how fast this round's moving, and when it hits its target, it hits with about 380 pounds of energy. That's how much energy it produces when it hits its target. Now, which one will shoot further at 100 yards? The 5.7 is going to do it all day long. If that's what you're into, if you want to go out there and prove that you're a marksman, 5.7 is going to do it all day long. Now, when we talk about capacity, that's another 9mm person's argument, is all their guns have such high capacity. Well, this one holds 17 rounds, and this double stack magazine and this full size gun, the 5.7 and around the same size gun, holds 20. So you're gonna get 3 more rounds out of it. Now we're gonna do like kind of a size comparison here. If you look at them side by side on where the grips are, they're about the same length and they're almost the same width. Almost. Now, if you look at them on the top, the 5.7 barrel is going to be a little bit longer. The actual grip on the 5.7 is going to be a little bit wider than the 9mm because it is a longer round. And there's no way around that. Let's look at the actual muzzles of them. 9mm is going to be bigger, so it's carrying a larger projectile when it comes. Now, I'd listen to this daily, folks, about the 9mm people telling me how great this round is, and they don't need extra size projectiles coming at to use or anything like that. That the 9mm is great. Well, if they don't need the extra size, why wouldn't they, and they're stuck on capacity, speed, and penetration, why wouldn't they just use the 7.57? Because it absolutely beats out the 9mm in every measurable test that you can have. I mean, every single one of them. They also talk about recoil. So the 9mm has a lot less recoil than, let's say, a 45. Well, this thing has about 40% less recoil than a 9mm. So you have less recoil. You have a faster moving bullet, you have deeper penetration, and you have a higher capacity. And any 9mm person that makes their argument about all the above, this one beats every fan gun that they own, every one of them. And I just don't understand the internet bullies that get on here because they happen to own one 9mm pistol and they want the whole world to know that it's the best gun that's in the world because that's the one that they own. And I'm not saying their gun's bad, but there's no reason to get on a public forum and get nasty with people because they don't believe you. Folks, the proof's in it. All the arguments, and every one of them almost have the same argument. Capacity, speed of the bullet, penetration. They all make the same arguments here. Capacity, speed, penetration. This one wins in every single measurable test. And the last one would be recoil. So you can do follow-up shots. Well, this one wins on that one too. 40% less recoil. So folks, choice is yours. You can continue to carry your 9mm, and I'm sure it's a great choice for some people. And I'm not saying that the 9mm round is bad at all because I own several 9mm pistols, several of them. So I don't think they're bad. It would just absolutely be my very last choice to carry in a self-defense situation. I know what it's capable of doing, and I know there's a lot better options out there. And this is one of them, this 5.7. This is a better option than any 9mm ever made. If you use the 9mm people's reasoning, that 5.7 blows it away in every test. Recoil, speed, penetration, every single one of them. Foot-pounds of energy, it has more energy when it hits. It's going to have longer range. It shoots flatter. It just, in every measurable test, this one comes out on top. So all the 9mm people who come onto this channel and tell me how good their 9mm is, how much better it is than everything under the earth, look at this one and go buy one. That's what I would do. I would go out and purchase one of these things and let the test show you. Do your own test. Get you some ballistics jelly if that's what you're into. But anyway, folks, I just want to show you that these two very comparable size guns. I'm going to get off my soapbox now. Show you these two very comparable size guns and show you which one performs better in all the normal performance tests. If you have any questions on this Glock 17 or this FN57, I have videos that go over each one of them extensively. And I'm not here to hurt anybody's feelings, folks. I just get these comments on a daily basis telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, telling me that the 9mm is the end all. It's a handgun round, folks. It's not the end all. Your handgun is to get you to your rifle, but if you want one that really performs well, this one performs better than this one all day long. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for watching this video today, and you folks have a great day.